When you hear the word healthy, it always feels a little out of reach. That's because the way we're thinking about it is all wrong. So we made a healthier song. For some folks, it's like baby steps. Maybe it's a jump or eating something green or taking mom to get that vaccine. Healthier means bringing stuff to the folks that really need it. Like Millie's Med straight to her door or carrot home, believe it. Sometimes it's healthier to laugh, other times it's healthier to cry. We'll work through it together. When it works for you, drop on by. Cause healthier happens easy when you just give people access. For Bob it meant admitting that he needed reading glasses. Healthier comes in all these different shapes and sizes and ages and races and faces and guises. Caring for them all means we're doing healthier right. So let's do it all together, people. Cause this is what healthier looks like.
Hi, my name is Heber Brown III. I am blessed to be the pastor of the Pleasant Hope Baptist Church in Baltimore, and Pleasant Hope Baptist Church has the high honor and distinction of being one of the founding churches of the Govans Ecumenical Development Corporation, GEDCO. We are so excited about that, and it is one of the things that we celebrate as a part of our history. The person pictured next to me is the pastor of Pleasant Hope Baptist Church, who was in place at the time of GEDCO's founding, Pastor Howard Queen. He served at Pleasant Hope Baptist Church for more years than any of the rest of us who've served in this role, and Pastor Howard Queen was the one who partnered with other pastors to establish GEDCO and to make a difference in the community.
So I am Stuart Lucas. I'm the pastor of the Church of the Nativity and Holy Comforter here on Cedarcroft and York Road. And we've been around since 1910, 1911. And the Church of the Nativity and the Church of the Holy Comforter were founding members of GEDCO. And I'm moved by the fact that it's been so many decades that this community organization's been at work. We are called to be the saints now, to continue this hard work, to keep tilling the soil so that those who come after us can have a better, easier road ahead of them.
Hi, I'm Tom Harris, the pastor of Govans Presbyterian Church, one of the founding members of GEDCO. 30 years ago, Jack Sharp got together with other pastors on the York Road corridor and founded GEDCO to help those in need in our area. 30 years ago, Jack Sharp got together with other pastors in the York Road corridor to help members of their churches as well as all those in need on the York Road corridor. And that has grown into what we know today as GEDCO. Congratulations to GEDCO for 30 years of service to this community, helping those in need. It's grown to be so much more than just the original churches who founded it. So many different organizations and faith institutions are now a part of GEDCO, and we are grateful for all that they do and proud to be one of the churches that helped start it all.
Good morning, Maryland. Congratulations, GEDCO, on your 30th anniversary.
For 30 years, GEDCO has helped our neighbors in need with supportive services, including food, utility assistance, and eviction prevention, as well as providing housing and services for older adults and those experiencing homelessness.
GEDCO was started by 7 pastors of various denominations. So at one point in time, our member orgs were 7 churches. Our GEDCO Cares, where we provide food, employment assistance, prescription assistance, utility assistance, eviction prevention, and just an ear if someone just needs someone to listen. So GEDCO was started over 30 years ago. We were incorporated as Govans Ecumenical Development Corporation in December of '91, but we existed prior to that as Govans Ecumenical Homes.
Congratulations, GEDCO, on your 30th anniversary.
I'm Jason Newton from WBAL TV 11. I'm your conductor for this evening as we journey through the past 30 years and glimpse into the future on the GEDCO 30th anniversary train. Our first stop is the Senator Theater on York Road, where GEDCO hosted its first gala, known in those days as the Senator Classic, which took place annually starting in 1998 until 2006. The first Senator Classic Gala included a showing of the movie Seven Brides for Seven Brothers and featured Jane Powell, one of the stars of the movie. Over the years, the Senator Classic featured stars Sid Shreese, Celeste Holm, Mickey Rooney, Shirley Jones, Rita Moreno, and Ruby Dee. The last Senator Classic took place in 2006 with a showing of the film Raisin in the Sun and featured one of its stars, Ruby Dee. In 2007, GEDCO's Gala started to be known as the Annual Thanksgiving Tribute, which is our next stop on this 30th anniversary train. All aboard as we're about to leave for the B&O Railroad Museum stop. Our expected arrival is 7:30 p.m. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 30th anniversary celebratory Thanksgiving tribute. My name is Jason Newton, as you heard my voice there, from WBAL TV 11, and your conductor for this evening. We cannot let this day go by without recognizing it being Veterans Day. So if we do have any veterans with us, if you don't mind, if you could stand or wave or just give us a chance to acknowledge you on this evening. And also, if you could, we'd like to take a moment of silence as well to remember those who sacrificed their lives for our country. Thank you. There are several elected officials who are unable to join us this evening but have sent their greetings. So let's listen to a few.
Hi. I'm Congressman Kwesi Mfume. As we approach Thanksgiving, it is important to realize that some of our neighbors face food and housing insecurity. So many of us are blessed with the bounty of food and shelter, and for this we give thanks, especially during the holidays. We're also grateful to groups like GEDCO, the Govans Ecumenical Development Corporation, because their work is so vital to keep people fed, housed, and clothed. Addressing these needs in our communities is an effort undertaken by government, philanthropists, by the faith community, and by nonprofits. However, this work takes resources. This mission needs dedicated volunteers and leaders, and this endeavor requires a united spirit. Today's tribute salutes 5 recipients who contribute individually or as an organization to our community's well-being through that spirit of giving and unity. With gratitude to the staff at GEDCO, we've had for 30 years a way now for all of us to help the less fortunate. Thanks to CEO Nicole Battle, the board of directors, and all of the staff and volunteers who touch lives every day. Giving to a group that does good work in our community is a way to multiply your efforts and to answer prayers for people in need, no matter their faith or their stage in life. And so I extend congratulations to GEDCO for their 30th anniversary. But more importantly, I thank all of you for your efforts to assist the less fortunate among us. With their continued work and all of your support, we can take meaningful steps toward eliminating hunger and homelessness in our city and beyond. Congratulations.
Hi, it's Maryland, Speaker of the House of Delegates, Adrian Jones, here to congratulate GEDCO on their 30th anniversary. Thank you all for providing 3 decades of housing and other support services to Baltimore City's residents. Your impact in Baltimore has been meaningful and far-reaching. We are so proud to partner with GEDCO's and continue to provide critical funding to support your programs and help build communities that serve the most vulnerable in Baltimore. Thank you, GEDCO, for all your work, and congratulations again on your 30 years of service.
We also tonight have several distinguished guests who are joining us in person this evening, who I'd like to welcome to the stage for brief remarks as well. First, please join me in welcoming State Senator Mary Washington.
You know, I'm still getting used to when they say the distinguished guest. I go, oh, who's that? Oh, great. Good evening and happy 30th anniversary to GEDCO. 30 years of just creating caring communities. I'm just so honored to be here. I am State Senator Mary Washington. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. I wrote some remarks in your program. But the takeaway, I guess I just actually want to speak from my heart in that for an organization like GEDCO to grow out of the dream of a leader who had a vision that you could have communities where people could feel loved, secure, have affordable housing, have their health taken care of, to be accepted for who they are and where they are, and to have it grow into this vision that can fill the B&O Museum, that can have so many of you who are here who through your time and effort and financial resources enable GEDCO to really truly grow into being one of the most innovative, creative, and caring organizations that's not just about building affordable housing, but creating intergenerational communities. I'm sure it's in some of their documents, but GEDCO is actually in the old stadium site where the old Memorial Stadium was, created a place where not only there are seniors, but there's a space where there's the YMCA where people can exercise, and particularly post-COVID, maybe get rid of that COVID-19 or 20 or 25 that some of us have picked up. But then also there's a playground, and just in a few months, there'll be a preschool, all on the same site. And do you know there is nowhere, I believe, there's nowhere in the country where you have that type of development. So that means there's nowhere in the country, and that where this is happening is in Baltimore City, right? It's happening in the state of Maryland. And so GEDCO can be a model for doing effective, creative, responsible redevelopment in communities that need them the most. Whether they're in the 43rd District, which I'm so happy that you are home in the 43rd District, and I live, in Edna Gardens, right behind the stadium. But there are so many places, even within the 43rd District, but in East Baltimore and West Baltimore and Northeast Baltimore, where you have the same constellation of opportunity that GEDCO saw some 20 years ago on that site. So it's honored to just continue to be a part of the next 30 years, inshallah. Again, congratulations and thank you so much. I'm honored to present. Oh, I have to remember this thing. This is what I was really supposed to do. So this is from the state of Maryland to the GEDCO, Govins Ecumenical Development Corporations. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of the state, in recognition of special tribute to celebrate your 30th anniversary, in appreciation of your commitment to helping neighbors in need with supportive services, including food, utility assistance, eviction prevention, as well as providing housing and services for those experiencing homelessness, and as the people of Maryland join together in expressing our sincere gratitude, admiration, and best wishes for future success. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Mayor Brandon Scott, and I want to congratulate GEDCO on your 30th anniversary. As a resident of Northeast Baltimore, it is amazing to see the legacy of Memorial Stadium live on with the development known today as Stadium Place. To have a ball field where Memorial Stadium once stood, right beside affordable housing and vital services for older adults, keeps our community strong and vibrant. This is how we continue the legacy of Memorial Stadium. Organizations like GEDCO represent the grit, tenacity, and incredible work ethic of our great city. Our neighbors in need benefit from the collaboration GEDCO fosters with member organizations to ensure everyone has a safe and affordable place to live. It is crucial that we continue to work together to mitigate challenges faced by those experiencing homelessness, food insecurity, unemployment, and financial struggles. Here's to many more years of GEDCO serving Baltimore City residents.
Also with us this evening is Baltimore City Council President Nick Mosby. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mosby. Don't fall. I don't want you to fall or trip, man. Come on now. Then you go blame me in front of the council.
If I fell and tripped, I would have said city made me do it. You know? No, it was gonna say that. Yeah. We get our second chance at them this Saturday. Good evening, everyone. Come on, we can do better than that. Good evening, everyone. We're here for a birthday party. We're here for a celebration, right? There we go. We know for over 30 years, GEDCO has been serving the citizens of Baltimore at its best, while some of them have been at their worst. When we talk about housing insecurity, when we talk about food insecurity, when we talk about deep poverty, when we talk about lack of connectiveness to the city of Baltimore and its services, that is exactly what this organization has been about from day one. When Reverend Jack Sharp said that I'm going to give my all, I'm going to take my God-given ability, Father Joe Muth, and ensure that the folks with the least have access to the best that our city has to offer. And for 30 years, that's exactly what this organization has been doing. Imagine back in 1991, at the turn of a very, very ugly time in not just our city's history, but this country's history. When things like crack cocaine destroyed neighborhoods, destroyed families, destroyed the outcome and trajectory of individuals, it was folks from this organization that was at the front line to ensure that the folks who were there in front of them had access to services, had access to better outcomes. And again, for 30 years, that's exactly what you have been doing. So when I say give a round of applause for 30 years, I really mean it. Give a round of applause for 30 years of commitment to individuals. Madam CEO Battle, I have the honor to serve as your City Council President, with Chairman Mark Conway here, as well as with Councilwoman Odette Ramos in the back. We also saw, who's that? Is there another elected official in the building? No. I also saw Anthony Jones from Congressman Kwesi Mfume's office, as well as Shannon Sneed from U.S. Senator Van Hollen's office. On a daily basis, we are partners in progress to work with organizations just like this. And when we talk about 30 years now, coming out of this global pandemic that none of us could have predicted, when folks needed access to housing, needed access to clothing, needed access to food, it was partners from the state, the federal, and your local city government. Some of the first things that we did was consumer protection. That was our first bill on this new council. Then we took on a huge package of going after housing insecurity here in the city of Baltimore, passing laws like Just Cause, providing folks access to stay in their homes and in their apartments, ensuring that people had a safe place to live at night. And the one thing that we know that this organization is about, particularly here in the city of Baltimore, where, this is a gold mine. We sit in the middle of the East Coast with the water to our east, our mountains to our west, 45-minute ride away from the nation's capital, 3 hours away from the Big Apple, the healthcare institutions that are top-notch around the world, the history, the culture, we have it all here. This is an amazing city, and it's going to be great. And while we're building back this city, what organizations like GEDCO teach us is we do not have to turn our backs on our lease. And that's why we stand here tonight, and that's why we celebrate each and every one of you. So from the bottom of my heart, from your partners in progress with city government, we'd like to say thank you so much for what you do, but more importantly, thank you so much for the trajectories that you will save over the next 30 years when we celebrate your 60th anniversary. At this time, I come with some gifts. First, Nicole, if you could come stand with me. From the mayor of the city of Baltimore, and it's for all the honorees. It's a certificate of recognition on behalf of the citizens of Baltimore. I am pleased to present on behalf of the mayor in recognition of your selection as winners of the Govins Ecumenical Development Corporation Jack Sharp Award. Thank you for working to strengthen the communities to ensure our residents have access to the resources they need to live and thrive. On behalf of the citizens of Baltimore, I offer my sincerest thanks and appreciation for your efforts in improving the quality of life here in the city of Baltimore. Signed by the Mayor, Brandon M. Scott. Again, that was for Father Joe Muth, a person that I've known since I was a little boy. I'm sure where Father Joe Muth is out there. But that was for Father Joe Muth. There he is. And we have awards for all the other honorees. And then we have another from the Baltimore City Council, Conway and Ramos, if you could come up with me real quick. Please don't run like I tried to do, Ramos. Don't try it. So, Madam CEO Battle, the City Council Baltimore resolution, be it hereby known to all that the City Council Baltimore offers its sincerest congratulations to GEDCO in recognition of your 30th anniversary celebration. The City of Baltimore is a better place because of your dedication, your hard work, and your sacrifice. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented to you on this 11th day, November 2021. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you can present. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Lena Wendt, the former Baltimore City Health Commissioner and lifelong public health advocate. It is an honor to be part of GEDCO's 30th anniversary celebratory Thanksgiving tribute. Thank you to Nicole Battle, your CEO, all of GEDCO staff, board, and volunteers for the work that you do every day to fight against poverty, homelessness, food and housing insecurity, unemployment, social isolation, mental illness, and disinvestment. All of that is so critical to improving public health outcomes. We all know that the social determinants of health have a tremendous impact on people's overall health, well-being, and quality of life. These determinants include education, access to healthcare, neighborhood environments, economic stability, all these issues that GEDCO works on every day. As a community-based, community-focused nonprofit, GEDCO is providing some of our most vulnerable citizens with trusted supports and services. Your comprehensive approach to providing safe, affordable housing and supportive and emergency services is so important because the needs of older adults living in poverty, the needs of people with mental illness and those experiencing homelessness, they are complex. There isn't just one challenge, there are many, and they all have to be addressed together to truly have sustained impact. In addition to affordable housing, GEDCO's educational, wellness, nutritional, recreational, and social opportunities for seniors at the Hartford Senior Center and the Senior Network of North Baltimore, along with all the great work you do at CARES, are making a tremendous impact on the people of Baltimore. So I commend you tonight and every day for your dedication to provide housing and supportive services to the area's underserved populations. Congratulations, Nicole. Congratulations to GEDCO on this milestone 30th anniversary.
Joining us next will be Christopher McCullough, and he's to talk to us a little bit about the concept of the 3 train stops and the pre-GEDCO era.
Thank you so much, Jason. Hello, my name is Chris McCullough, and I am the chairperson of the 30th anniversary celebration, as well as a member of the GEDCO board of directors, where I serve as co-VP of resource development. I want to thank you for joining us this evening on our journey. We will make 3 stops this evening on our 30th anniversary journey through time. Before we go to the first stop, I would like to give you an overview of the pre-stop of GEDCO. This was the 1980s when Reverend Jack Sharp and 6 other pastors of various denominations determined it was time to formalize what was called Govens Ecumenical Homes. At the time, the pastors, volunteers from churches throughout the community realized the work they were doing to support low-income seniors wasn't enough. Prior to incorporating the organization as a nonprofit, they were leveraging their resources to coordinate food and emergency services. One of their first projects was Epiphany House on York Road to provide affordable housing options to the community's low-income residents. Following that, they created Ascension Homes when one of their parishioners approached them about the support for their adult child with mental disabilities. Ascension Homes provided families in the community with a place to live for their adult children with mental disabilities while maintaining a connection to their community. By the early 1990s, the pastors were encouraged to create a formal nonprofit with paid staff and the opportunity to develop programs and secure funding to serve the growing number of older adults in need of housing and of supportive services. The first stop will take us to 1991 to 2000. And the second stop will explore the growth that occurred during 2001 to 2021. The third stop of our journey will feature what is happening in the present year and plans into the future. I hope you enjoy the journey.
Hey, I'm Josh Charles here on the set of We Own the City. I want to congratulate you on your 30th anniversary, GEDCO. That's a big deal. That's 2 real Baltimoreans here. Actual Baltimoreans. Wanted to congratulate you on that great accomplishment. All the good work you do.
Finding housing for people is elemental. They found out that if you can actually get the homeless people into their own homes, it's transformative for their whole lives. Simply giving people homes where they can feel secure is incredibly important and delivers in so many fundamental ways. So that's 30 years of doing really strong work in the Govens area and up in Northeast Baltimore. Congratulations on the anniversary.
Congratulations.
So, our first stop this evening brings us to the Incorporation of Getco in 1991. And joining us this evening is Getco board member Jennifer DiFrancesco.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer DiFrancesco. I am a board member, and I also serve on the Committee for Homeless Services. I will be sharing a bit tonight about GEDCO's history from 1991 to 2000. First, I would like to recognize our Director of Homeless Services, Ann Hedgebeth, who is the longest tenured employee of GEDCO. Unfortunately, she was not able to be here, so you have to deal with me. When Anne began working at Govens Ecumenical Homes, the organization quickly began to grow and expand, and the services in which it provided. This led to a need to increase its organizational capacity, consolidate its operational structure, become incorporated, and hire an executive director. The organization then became known as what we know it today as Govens Ecumenical Development Corporation, or GEDCO. It was in the early days of 1990s that the CARES food pantry first began. thanks to a faithful member of Govins Presbyterian Church, Pat Thompson. CARES, as you know, is a steady and consistent food resource for the surrounding community, both then and now. Shortly after Ann was hired, Baltimore City approached GEDCO about taking over Hartford House, a 26-unit residence on North Avenue that provides housing for housing insecure men. During the 1990s, Baltimore's need for housing and supportive services was growing exponentially. It was then, after they took the leadership with Hartford House, that they realized that this one house was not enough. Not only did individuals need a safe place to lay their heads at night, but they also needed the mental and emotional support and access to resources and networks to help them work towards a life of independence. It was at this time that GEDCO acquired Mica House, a 33-unit residence located on York Road. And it all started to become a massive reality. This residence would provide housing and one-on-one case management to connect individuals with stable transportation, health care, and job opportunities. Tonight, we celebrate. We celebrate what we have accomplished together, and we celebrate how continuity of staff members like Ann, and how the continuity of safe housing, food resources, and supportive services continue to aid in the healing and the wholeness of our Baltimore community. Congratulations, GEDCO. Thank you.
Congratulations, GEDCO, on your 30th anniversary. We are honored to recognize this amazing organization that for 30 years has helped our neighbors in need, fighting against poverty, homelessness, food and housing insecurity, unemployment, social isolation, mental illness, and disinvestment. We hope to see everyone at our annual It's a Wonderful Life fundraiser on December 18th and 19th to benefit the GEDCO Cares Food Pantry. GEDCO Cares provides people in our community with food, toiletries, rent and utility assistance, and employment services. Congratulations, GEDCO.
Congratulations, GEDCO, on 30 years of serving those in need in Baltimore.
Well, this evening, we will honor 6 individuals and organizations that represent the 5 qualities instilled in GEDCO by founding president Jack Sharp. They are boldness and vision, absolute tenacity, everlasting spirit, focused leadership, and loving compassion. They're also presenting the Jack Sharp Award to a person who embodies all of these qualities that I've just mentioned. Right now, GEDCO CEO Nicole Battle and Board Chair Tom Monahan will come up to recognize the first round of honorees.
I'm up. Welcome, everyone. This is a wonderful night to throw a birthday party, and we thank you very much for coming out to celebrate 30 years of GEDCO. But as you know, our annual evening together, shortly before Thanksgiving, has traditionally been for the purpose of celebrating those who have given to GEDCO and to GEDCO's mission. And tonight, it's a real pleasure to be able to participate in honoring 6 individuals or entities who are so critical to the success of this organization and to the future of Baltimore. Nicole, first, we'd like to present the Tenacity Award. And tonight, our honoree is Laurel Peltier. The GEDCO Tenacity Award is granted based upon the ability and characteristics of being persistent in the pursuit of goals, ideals, and objectives. Laurel Peltier's commitment to assist CARES in providing emergency services to the community, along with her tireless endeavors assisting our homeless services program, exemplifies precisely what the Tenacity Award is about. Laurel?
Hi, everybody. Congratulations, GEDCO. I'm Laurel Peltier, and this is something you may not know about CARES. We also do utility bill assistance, and we had a problem that probably a lot of people didn't think about, but a lot of the people who have helped solve this problem are right here. If it wasn't for GEDCO, who let me, a journalist, work and talk to a lot of clients, we learned that energy suppliers, you know, the ones that keep coming by your doors and you kind of wonder if it's a scam. Well, it's really not working out. We were able to prove all the people we serve how much they were losing. We then, as a team, went over to saw Bill Henry. Then we met Senator Washington, who is here. And this little team got some laws through. And it really, if it wasn't for GEDCO allowing us to pull some incredible data that's super hard to get, we have a lot more work to do, but utilities and affordable housing go one on one, and there's absolutely no reason that we should allow things that are harmful to the people we serve. So I really thank GEDCO. It's been a ton of fun, and I guess what I've learned about tenacity is you just keep swimming. That's just all you do, is you just keep swimming. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Laurel. If you look in your program books, you'll see a wonderful write-up on why Laurel was selected for this award. And also, I hope that we can also, if I can find Melody, we're looking for the other awards so that we can present those. We have 3 up here. Okay. Yeah.
I promise you we're good for them.
We are good for them.
Our next award is the Compassion Award. The GEDCO Compassion Award is granted based upon the quality of an individual to show sincere concern for the well-being of others. Compassion often calls upon the ability to understand, accept, and to accept the unfamiliar with grace and sincerity. Our recipient tonight is not one person, but it's a family. Mm-hmm. We have Greg Huff, his wife Pam Pasqualini, and their son Andrew Huff, whose commitment to the lives of Baltimore's residents through their volunteerism and their philanthropy is remarkable and is truly what GEDCO deserves to celebrate with the Compassion Award. Would Greg and Pam and Andrew please come up? Or do you have something to say?
No, we're just so happy to celebrate you guys. You are wonderful. Pam used to be our treasurer, and she was an awesome treasurer during Perry's administration, and we've been able to do a lot as a result of that. And Andrew, who I believe is really the reason that the Huff family is here with us, started volunteering at CARES, and he brought his parents along. So it's a multi-generational family volunteer effort, and we are so grateful as a result of that. And if you've been to our golf tournament, which you need to come to our golf tournament, I'm taking lessons, so I'm going to be real good next year. But, you know, Greg has been the chair of the golf tournament for, I guess, is it 4 years?
Seems like it.
Yeah. About 15 years, but he's been the chair, and it's been a great event, and we've done better and better each year. So please help us congratulate the Pasqualini and Huff family this evening.
Thank you.
You want to speak?
Just a few words. I'll keep this brief because my son reminds me there's an event down in South Florida we all may have an interest in tuning into later, but nevertheless, this is the important event that we've been looking forward to. Our family has been involved with GEDCO, I guess about 20 years now, from the time we brought Andrew down to CARES to help with the food pantry. And ever since then, our involvement with this fine organization has accelerated. But I'd also like to say we're really humbled to receive this award because there are so many compassionate individuals that we've come across in working with CARES, and that includes not only the staff, but volunteers, and we've had the opportunity to meet some of the folks that are really in need of some of the services that GEDCO provides. So once again, thank you for this honor. We are humbled by it. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight and supporting GEDCO. And with that, I'll let my wife say a few words.
Good evening. Again, I'd like to echo what Greg said. Thank you all very much for coming out and supporting GEDCO tonight. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Chris McCullough and his committee and the GEDCO staff, especially Melody Cunningham, for all their hard work organizing this lovely event.
I just wanted to say thank you to GEDCO for this honor. All I really did was see a problem, and I had an idea at the dinner table for an event, and it kind of took off from there. So I appreciate the honor, and everyone have a good night.
Can we bring Laurel back up? Laurel, are you here? Did you leave? Did we miss you? Okay, all right, we're gonna bring Laurel back up. We found her award, sorry.
You want to wait or go ahead?
No, let's do, we'll do the next.
Okay. This is MT. Our next award is the Leadership Award. The GEDCO Leadership Award is based upon the acquired and developed skills and talents within an individual or an organization to inspire others to participate in reaching desired objectives. It seeks to reward the ability to instill trust and confidence in people by exhibiting knowledge, courage, and dedication to the common good of the group or community. M&T Bank is a community leader answering the true needs of Baltimore's residents, and for that, we recognize M&T with the GEDCO Leadership Award. And tonight accepting is Augie Chisera.
Should I take this now, or should I make it just two quick remarks? I do want to say, Nicole, thanks to you for this recognition. And really, I'm so proud and delighted to accept this award on behalf of the 2,000 employees of M&T Bank that call Maryland home. We have a long-standing relationship with GEDCO. It starts with you being a client of ours, so thank you so much for doing your business with us. We've supported for many years the board, Ken Stewart, who I know Ken's out in TV land. His child was sick today and wasn't able to join us here in person, but Ken has been an active board member. But I think what's particularly important about what you do and what you stand for is what we can do together to change the trajectory in our communities. It's remarkable. And M&T is a generous donor, both with dollars and also with hours and with time. And we can't think of a better partner to work with to make the difference in our communities than your organization. So thank you for what you do, and thank you so much for this honor. Thank you.
To the dreamers, the doers, the cultivators, and the storytellers. To the teachers, the builders, to those just getting started, and those who've accomplished so much. To today's leaders and the next generation. To all the communities we serve, we believe that together we can make things better for all.
Our next award is the Vision Award. The GEDCO Vision Award is granted to recognize the quality of being farsighted, having unusual abilities of seeing not only what is, but what can and should be. The award is GEDCO's desire to identify great imagination, which when applied to goals, challenges, or desires, can lead to attaining the previously unobtainable. Tonight, we honor Magda Westerhout, who has inspired many and continues to strive to provide a vision of where Baltimore needs to be.
Yep. So Magda, can you come up, please? So Magda for years has been really Stadium Place, all of the buildings at Stadium Place, Magda. The attention to detail for older adult housing, Magda. And she's such a wonderful person if you haven't met her, and she's very, she's just compassionate. She believes in what we do. She's very passionate about affordable housing and housing older adults, and she's been a great friend, really great Gertrude's hangout buddy, and we really appreciate what you and your firm has done. So help us congratulate Magda for her years of service to GEDCO in the city of Baltimore.
Well, that kind of took my breath away, but I have to say it's really not my vision. I'm so honored to have had the opportunity to be able to work on Stadium Place since the inception, since it was a vision in Reverend Jack Sharp's eyes, and to work with all of these fabulous people. Nicole and I have worked on several cycles, and with my fabulous team, many of whom are here. Nancy and Jennifer and Alyssa worked on the last two buildings that just opened on 2021, so we all really collaboratively worked together. And the biggest vision, I think, is for everybody who lives there and makes Stadium Place their home. For the children that play at the Y, the people who are in the pre-K, people who use the field, the neighborhoods. It's just such an honor to have been part of that through all these years and see it come to fruition. Thank you. Thank you.
So our second stop this evening brings us to 2001, when GEDCO won the development rights for the property where Memorial Stadium once stood. And today, known as Stadium Place, joining us now is a resident of Stadium Place, Anna Robinson.
Good evening. It is an honor to be a part of this journey tonight. My name is Anna Robinson. During the second train stop for the periods of 2001 through 2021, GEDCO built and or acquired Stadium Place, Senior Network of North Baltimore, Hartford Seniors Center, and Northeast Food Pantry. I am a resident of Stadium Place. When Stadium Place opened nearly 20 years ago, it was one of the first affordable housing communities for older adults in Baltimore, located where Memorial Stadium once stood. My grandfather helped build it. It has been amazing to watch the development of the property over the past 13 years as a resident, as well as years prior to moving into the community. Baltimore desperately needed housing like Stadium Place, with programs and amenities to help older adults age in place here in Baltimore City. I am grateful for and enjoy my time at Stadium Place because there is so many opportunities to remain social and engaged, and the staff is very supportive. It is nice to have amenities like the Y close by, the ability to watch kids playing on the fields. This walkable community makes it easy for us to get around and still feel a part of the community, while also being supported by the GEDCO staff. During my time at Stadium Place, I have enjoyed movies, and you can't get movies when you can walk out your door and walk right across and see your movie. Trips, and we've had quite a few trips. Bingo games, bikini, etc. Most of all, where to find different resources. We are lucky to have a community like Stadium Place here in Baltimore City. Thank you.
Hi, it's Jim Spencer from Health Pro Heritage. We are honored to be a sponsor for the GEDCO Thanksgiving Tribute. Congratulations to GEDCO on another great year. Health Pro is a longtime supporter of GEDCO, and we are proud to be associated with such an important mission. We are a team of 14,000 physical, occupational, and speech therapists dedicated to providing the highest quality outcomes to our patients and partners. Our team is known for the strategic support we provide to our partners in skilled nursing, assisted living, and independent living communities throughout the United States. We are also providing care to our patients in their homes. We have many similarities to GEDCO. Most importantly, we share a dedication to the compassionate care of others. As we all know, the past 2 years have been extremely difficult for the elderly population in the United States. However, during this challenging time, GEDCO has been a consistent beacon of hope for those directly in their care and for the entire community. Once again, we want to thank GEDCO for what they've done over the past year and for many years. We encourage everyone to spread the word about GEDCO and find a way to get involved in their meaningful cause. Thank you.
Let's call Laurel. Laurel, are you here? I wasn't going to sleep right if you didn't get your award.
Our next award is the GEDCO Spirit Award. And tonight we are going to honor Perry Savoy, a past president of GEDCO. The GEDCO Spirit Award is granted based upon the inner being of an individual. It celebrates the mental and emotional focus that drives us in our life pursuits. Those having positive spirit also possess a lively, eager demeanor in their approach to life. Spirit is often an identifying characteristic of an individual or entity, which helps to inspire the goodness in others. Perry Savoy's friendship and partnership with GEDCO and the nonprofit community of Baltimore has given us the opportunity to witness and benefit from that great spirit. Thank you, Perry.
Perry Savoy. So if you all know Perry, Perry has been the interior designer on a lot of our projects over at Stadium Place and our other properties. In addition to being the president for GEDCO during really kind of a rough time for us all, his leadership really helped us get through. I don't think if we went through a lot. We went through a lot, but Perry has been a great friend. I don't know if I told you, Kayla, but he was the first man to see you after you were born, after your dad. Yeah, that's like how good he is. But in addition to being a good friend, he's a great leader, and he loves Baltimore, and he loves GEDCO, and so it's an honor to recognize you for everything you've done, personally, professionally, and thank you for letting us honor you.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. As Nicole said, my name is Perry Savoy. I think I've served on GEDCO's board for about 15 years before I became GEDCO's board chair and president before Tom. And I was so thankful that you took over because GEDCO is such a passion of mine. And I think you've learned a lot this evening about how great we are. And I focus so much on the organization. So when you hand over the reins to someone else, you want someone who cares as much as you have. So I thank you. And I know many of our past and, of course, current board members are here this evening, so I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to thank you for this award that's been bestowed on me, and to thank Nicole. Nicole and I have been friends for, I guess, over 20 years. So she was your age when I met her. Well, maybe not that young. So I won't keep you any longer. So I just want to thank you all for this award. Thank you.
Wait a minute. I believe there's one more. Is there a video after? If not, we will present the final award.
Our final award tonight is the Jack Sharp Award. It's an award that we don't give every year, but it is very special to GEDCO. The Jack Sharp Award is based upon having all the attributes of Jack Sharp, those that he exhibited and cherished as a leader and founder of GEDCO. And those characteristics of Jack Sharp are actually those that we have embodied in each of the 5 awards you've already heard: vision, compassion, tenacity, leadership, and spirit. Tonight, Father Joe Muth will receive the award. He represents each of those in spades. He has provided consistent wisdom, humanity, and grace while supporting GEDCO over many years. I'm sorry this is in small print. And it's with a great honor that I'm here tonight, along with the rest of you, to present the Jack Sharp Award to Father Joe Muth. Nicole?
Father Joe.
Thanks, everybody, and thanks to GEDCO for this award tonight. I really appreciate it. I worked with Jack Sharp early in his days and early in my days with GEDCO, and I'm grateful to be standing here receiving the Jack Sharp Award. There's an Irish poet by the name of John O'Donoghue who wrote a book called Benedictus. There's a poem in there. I'm not going to do the poem, but there's one stanza in there that I want to recite because I think it speaks to me of Jack Sharp. It says this: "May I have the courage today to live the life that I would love, to postpone my dream no longer, but to do at last what I came here for, and waste my heart on fear no more. Jack Sharp was a fearless leader, very kind, generous, and active and visionary. And the vision that he laid out, he told people about, he persuaded others about, and he convinced others about. And because of that vision, GEDCO was born with the other pastors at the time, and now we see what we are celebrating tonight, 30 years later. The last thing I want to say about GEDCO is this. GEDCO is an interfaith, interreligious, interracial, intergenerational organization, and that is such a necessary thing in our nation today. To have people across age lines, color lines, culture lines, economic lines come together and work together and form an organization like GEDCO is so necessary. There's a lot of people in our nation who need to know that this is possible and this is real and that it works. So bringing ourselves together from all different walks.
Well, as we prepare for our third and final stop of the evening, please enjoy this special anniversary video about GEDCO's journey.
GEDCO was started by 7 pastors of various denominations. And at the time, they were addressing the housing affordable needs of older adults who were either in their congregations or in the community that they served. And so as an organization, these pastors used their resources, their partnerships, their influence to really purchase a building, develop that building, secure funding to develop that building, and created our first community, which is Epiphany House right on York Road.
Reverend Jack Sharp was the visionary leader of GEDCO. He was board chair through my entire tenure. And Jack didn't just see out of the box, he didn't see a box. He saw a world of possibilities, of social justice, and he really inspired us to push and be visionaries and be tenacious.
It started with a very sick elderly man that had no one to care for him. And we found 6 other churches to join with us, and that was the beginning of Epiphany House. But Epiphany House wasn't open a week before one of the members had a stroke, and we realized that it wasn't enough, Epiphany House. We developed homes for those individuals suffering from mental illness, 3 of them, and we called them Ascension Homes. We started CARES, civic and religious emergency services that provides food and help, and now with CARES Connection, even job training and placement for about 4,000 to 5,000 individuals a year.
What happened in the 90s is that we really grew capacity to operate, to provide services, bring together volunteers, and to have a reputation in Baltimore that we could get things done.
We formed GEDCO, Govins Ecumenical Development Corporation, and we did Gallagher Mansion, which is independent living for seniors. We did Hartford House, which we took over for the city, which is for formerly homeless men. We did Mica House for formerly homeless men and women.
Of course, the homeless population in Baltimore was and is a serious problem. What GEDCO wanted to do was to be able to provide long-term supportive housing for people who were homeless. We weren't going to do we didn't feel like we wanted to do a shelter. What we wanted to do was a long-term program that would help people build their skills, build their confidence, overcome their addiction, so that they could live independently, make enough money, so that they could get another place. Hartford House, we started with Hartford House, which was on North Avenue. The city asked us to run this program. Then after we had done that for a while, we decided we wanted to have our own that we would build, and that's where Mica House came from.
And when they say, when you mess with drugs, you lose a lot, you will lose a lot when you mess with drugs. And a think I stayed homeless off and on for around about 20 years. And but being in Mica House and have my own room, I'm kind of safe from the COVID. I've had all my shots, and it's just a safe haven for me, keeping everything, you know, doing my chores and keeping my room clean and everything. Anything I see that needs to be done in the floor, I don't ask nobody, just go ahead and do it. You know, try to keep the bathrooms clean. And I like the Mica House. It's very safe. I feel really safe there. I really do. We got our own rooms, our own key, lock our doors. I haven't seen any problems there since I've been there. But it's a nice place for me. I'm saying for me, until I can move on and get my own apartment. They try to help you as much as they can. You know, they will help you. All you gotta do is ask. And if it's something that needs to be done, if you talk to your counselor, she'll try to help you out. Very beautiful counselor.
I think what came out of the 1990s was that GEDCO had established itself a really strong foundation. We had several projects that we were successful. We were serving people in need. We were making our contractual obligations, you know, that we had promised. We were paying our bills. We were able to attract volunteers, community support, more congregations. And this really poised us to be able to do Stadium Place. When we had the idea of, well, this isn't enough. Gallagher Mansion and Epiphany House are not enough. We're not able to serve enough seniors. Where could we put a retirement community? Where could we provide an affordable retirement community where people of all incomes could live and still have access to the type of amenities that they have in a higher end of retirement community? And that's one of the sites that was available was Memorial Stadium.
To those who were around when the Orioles and Colts played here, it's sacred ground. And it was sacred ground to the generation of people who are now aging into retirement and the need for this kind of support. The idea of being on this site and to being able to look out the window of some of these high-rise buildings at the Ripken Field, which is the same spot, home plate is in the same place that home plate at Memorial Stadium was, and watch children playing on that field is really, I don't know, it just sings to me.
On the west side for maybe 30-some years in the same apartment. I started putting applications around the area where I was living at because they had large apartment buildings. But I was kind of hesitant, slow maybe, which type of building I wanted to live in, whether it was a senior building or a family building. So the family building just didn't work out too well because I wanted to be in a quiet area. Senior development, senior living, and most of it's outside the city. And I'm basically a city person. I like being in the city. And some of them are very nice, but it's so far out. And this was just like what I imagined outside the city. And that's what impressed me. I talk about that to other friends of mine. And I've been content. I've been very happy and content because of the development that they have plans, and I've seen the plans move along. Like the property have a lot of amenities, like the Y, which I belong to.
One of the things that was a topic of conversation throughout my time at GEDCO was how might we help CARES clients who were coming to us for emergency situations to kind of get on their own 2 feet financially and be able to pay their bills without coming to CARES. So we felt that adding a employment readiness, preparation, how to prepare for a job, how to apply for a job, dress for and respond in an interview was all important tasks that we could, through a volunteer network, could help clients with. And so we created a program called CARES Career Connection, associated with, in the space of the CARES Food Pantry.
We were still addressing the affordable housing needs of people who had experienced homelessness, older adults, those with mental disabilities, and even the emergency services needs that addressed hunger and poverty and unemployment. We're still seeing those needs 30 years later. So we were started in 91. We are still providing those services, and we've had to expand those services to address even more people's needs 30 years later. Since I've been at GEDCO, is we have started our consulting business. What we learned was that there are other nonprofits who are like-minded, mission-driven, and have the same mission as we do, who just don't have real estate development staff to assist them in implementing their plans, or even helping them to create another stream of income, as well as address whatever housing and supportive services needs they have in their community. So that's something that GEDCO has been really kind of, thank God for a Reverend Jack Sharp. I mean, for me, if it wasn't for his vision, this organization wouldn't be around. And I think for a lot of people, it was his vision that's given them purpose. I know for me, the reason I came back was because of Jack. And it's through that faith that he showed and he lived that has really strengthened GEDCO as an organization. If we didn't have faith, we wouldn't be able to accomplish half of what we've done. I look at Stadium Place, 30 acres, former Memorial Stadium site. When GEDCO was named master developer, no one thought we would succeed. It's that mission focus, it's that purpose that really allows us to kind of just continue to work we do, remembering that it's people first. It's all about the people that we serve. If one person is suffering, then it's up to us. Our purpose on this earth is to make sure we're taking care of those who are less fortunate. If one person fails, we all fail. So as an organization, I see us continuing to fight that fight.
Man, all those videos pretty much said everything, right? One, happy Veterans Day to everybody. For all of our friends, our veterans who are joining us in person or virtually, happy Veterans Day to you. And congratulations to all of our honorees. If we can give them a round of applause again, please. I can't say enough how awesome it is to see all of you. I mean, I got here around 6:25 and couldn't find a parking space, so I created a parking space. That just means all of you were here already. So can we give all of you a round of applause, because we really appreciate your support. GEDCO has truly been blessed. Oops, before I start. Also, I want to thank our sponsors this evening, because honestly, without our sponsors, this wouldn't be happening as well. And there is one hero that you've heard from multiple times. You've either received a phone call or a note or an email or a text. Honestly, she pulled this off. She is our hero, and I don't know where Melody is, but Melody, if you can, there she is over there. If we can just give her a round of applause. If we don't say it, if I don't say it, I appreciate you. We had some interesting conversations like the one we had today. And you're a strong woman, and I'm so blessed, and we're so blessed that you chose GEDCO to continue your career. And thank you for this evening. GEDCO has been truly blessed to serve Baltimore City for the last 30 years. We are so grateful for the Reverend Jack Sharp, for his God-given vision. GEDCO, as a result of his vision, GEDCO has been a catalyst for change. We have been a catalyst and have had a lasting impact in the lives of individuals in Baltimore City. We, like other businesses and nonprofits, have experienced our ups and downs due to market conditions, availability of resources, and most recently, COVID. But thanks to you, our donors, our volunteers, our staff, our board, our foundational partners, our lending partners, our city and state partners, our residents, participants, and our community partners, we have continued to deliver the services we promised in December 1991 of addressing poverty, homelessness, hunger, social isolation, unemployment, and housing insecurity. This evening, we have taken a trip together, going through our history and hearing about what has been accomplished at each stop in GEDCO's life. For the last year and a half, we have made lemonade out of lemons. After witnessing the tragedy in our communities, in our city, and our nation, and our world, also during this time, GEDCO has seen an amazing amount of kindness, generosity, and support that has enabled GEDCO to accomplish the following. Just over since March 2020, and these numbers go from March 2020 to September 30th this year, we have provided housing and supportive services for 500 older adults and men and women who have experienced homelessness. We have fed more than 2,400 households between April 1st, 2020 and September 31st, 2021. We have helped more than 41 individuals find jobs. We have provided more than $105,000 towards eviction prevention and more than $64,000 in funding towards prescription assistance and utility assistance. We've assisted more than 150 individuals of obtaining utility assistance, and we've helped 12 residents secure and over 15 residents exit our homeless and supportive services program and move to self-sufficiency. We have also, during the pandemic, as a result of the need that we have seen, we had to increase the amount of eviction prevention assistance from $200 to $500. And that's clearly because of our foundational partners and our donors and our volunteers. We were also able to add an additional partner, a member organization, Front Porch Church. Over the last year and a half, we have seen amazing progress with our real estate line of business, which is really just a small part of what we do as an organization. One highlight, which you've seen and heard about this evening, is Stadium Place is near completion. In July, we finally finished the Village Center, which includes Zen Apartments and 30,000 square feet of office, retail, and commercial space. If you haven't been to the site this week, Duncan opened, so please visit. And MedStar is also, their rehab center is operating there. In October, our friends Gilcrest, who we're so pleased to have as our partners living on our site with us, and I believe I saw Kathy and Dion earlier, they opened the William L. and Victorine Q. Adams Center at Stadium Place, which is, if you're familiar with the Joseph Ritchie community across from the old Maryland General, they have relocated to Stadium Place, and this is a 30,000 square feet in-home hospice community that provides 18 beds for adults and 4 for children. Late this summer, our other partners, which Senator Washington, thank you for sharing and acknowledging that we are an intergenerational community. The Y of Central Maryland broke ground on their standalone Head Start, where they'll be able to provide spaces for over 130 children, I believe, as young as 6 months, so that they can get educated. And they'll be on our site too. And if you haven't seen the cute little people, they're wonderful, so come around. They're also completing a shade pavilion, which will provide water fountains and spaces for the camp in the summer and also anyone who's using the field. Today we have one parcel left to develop, and it's located at the northwestern corner of our 30-acre site. And this space is where we really need to focus on the needs of affordable housing for older adults. We probably get at least 3 to 5 people coming to our offices every week looking for housing that's affordable to them. And they're usually making below 50% of AMI. So we are very committed to making sure that that last building on site addresses those needs of the 300 people that we have on the waiting list who want to live at Stadium Place. We were also, and I don't know if Julia's here, we spoke a little bit about it. I believe Chris shared with you during the pre-GEDCO years that one of our communities, Ascension Homes, which is 20 units, 3 group homes that addresses the needs of older adults with mental disabilities, has been in our portfolio for over 30 years. And this property has been managed and operated by our partner, People Encouraging People, and we've been just patching it along. But thankfully to, again, partnerships, our partnership with the State of Maryland, Department of Housing and Community Development, our lending partner, Fulton Bank, and the Federal Home Loan Bank, we finally, and I know, where's Nicole? She's here somewhere. We finally closed on that loan. It was the most difficult closing ever, but it's done. And we will start renovating those buildings on December 6th. So we're super excited about that. You have no idea. In addition to Ascension Homes, you've heard a lot about Hartford House. We were very fortunate to get funding from our legislative partners as well as our city partners for the funding and pre-development funding for the renovation of Hartford House. We will be expanding the units from 26 to 33 units, and we will be changing them from single-room occupancy units to efficiency so that we can help more men who are experiencing homeless in Baltimore City. So we're still fundraising for that, but we have completed our construction documents and hope to start bidding that project out in the next month. Over the last 3 years, we've really focused on advocacy efforts and partnering with other nonprofit and community-based organizations to obtain the city's support for one program, which is the Community Land Trust, which is really a way to provide affordable housing in communities that belongs to the community. Through our partnerships, we were able to secure over $300,000 in operational support for our partners, provide administrative and consulting services, and assist in advocating for the funding for the Affordable Housing Trust program, which resulted in over $3 million in funding the implementation of our Community Land Trust partners and models. In partnership with our friends and member organizations along the York Road corridor, we were able to assist in attracting Bernie funds from Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development to go towards the implementation of the York Road corridor. So we've been busy, and we realized we can't do it all. We have to do it in partnership with others, and we're a partner, and that's our goal, to make sure that we're addressing the needs of the community, and it doesn't have to be us. Any way we can help, we do. And for the biggest news, we are also happy to say that GEDCO will be returning to the Govins neighborhood. We have submitted a contract for 401 Woodburn Avenue, and we hope to settle on that property in January of 2022. Yeah, this has been an interesting journey too. This has been really thanks to the generosity and support of some really great donors and friends, and I hope you guys don't mind me mentioning you, because, I mean, in addition to just being so supportive of GEDCO, you've been really supportive of me. Ed and Ellen Bernard, Helene Perry, the Middendorf Foundation, Church of the Redeemer, the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, and the General Assembly, thanks to our senator and delegates, as well as the Mary Catherine Bunting Foundation. So GEDCO has accomplished a lot in the last year and a half, and we have so much more to do. Everything that we've accomplished has been because of our partnerships with all of you, the support of all of you, the prayers of all of you, the resources that you've provided, be it in-kind, volunteerism, or funding. none of this would have happened if it wasn't for the people in the room and those who are joining us virtually and those who have gone on. What I loved about our videos is, I've been here serving in this position for 8 years, but Julia and Mitch, they fought the fight. They were there at the beginning with Jack, which I'm so jealous because I probably got maybe a good 4 years to work with Jack. But, they worked with Jack their whole CEO tenure. But it's the work that they've done that has gotten us here today. So I do want to recognize both Julia and Mitch. And if you can join me in a round of applause for them, I really So we figure this pandemic will probably, unfortunately, the impacts of this will last probably about another year or so, which is unfortunate, but we're here, we're going to take care of it, we're going to work with our partners, and we're going to continue to help people. And so I want you all to know that we still need your support, we still need your help, and so that we can fight this fight, because there's still people out there who are struggling. A lot of the work that we've been doing, we've ramped it up over the last year and a half, but we were doing this stuff, as I mentioned before, 30 years ago. It should be getting better, but it's not. And so we need you. We need you to continue to fight that fight with us and to be there with us while we address the needs of those people who are in need in our community. So please remember before you leave tonight that GEDCO is not just an organization, but it is a catalyst for change that is made up of strong and collaborative partners. Those partners are all of you. Thank you all for being the catalyst that has made positive change in Baltimore City for the last 30 years. And thank you so much for taking the journey with us this evening.
Quick, are the Huffs still here? Did they leave yet? I have a big message for you, man. End of the first quarter, Ravens 3, Dolphins 0. But I'm sure you knew that at this point. Yeah, have a drink. Again, to echo what we've just heard, an incredible legacy that has been left by GEDCO. The dedication and the commitment, your staff, your volunteers, and your partners, to everyone in this room has been inspiring. So a big thank you for all of you for joining us for this journey tonight through GEDCO's history and into the future as we celebrate this 30th anniversary. Let's continue the celebration, though, unless you're the Huffs who have to rush home to watch the game. There will be dancing and some music, and you have 30 minutes left as well for the silent auction when that will close, so you need to make your bids now. As for 2022, get out your iPhone, flip through the next year. The 2022 Thanksgiving Tribute will take place on November the 10th. Save that date. We hope to see you then. Thank you all for inviting me. This has been a pleasure. This is the latest I've been up on a weeknight in a long time. So thank you for having me, and thank you all for joining us tonight.